right, so Holden, I looked at the pictures of you at the game, and tell me about your outfit. Tell me why you had the headdress on and why you painted your face red and black. Like, as you went to the game and were hanging out, what was going on? Were people excited by what you were wearing?
Yeah, like a lot of people wanted to take pictures with me, and we were just walking into the game.
It seems silly to say, but nobody saw anything wrong with the outfit. And Raiders fans are not normally known as the friendliest bunch, and even they were embracing. We have a picture of you with the Raiders cheerleaders. So what was it like when the article came out? What was it like for you at school?
It was like scary because I didn't know what was happening.
What did happen?
Well, the whole internet started to call me Chiefs, blackface, racist. This racist kid figured out how to hate Native Americans and black people at the same time.
Given that you're Native American, was that kind of confusing?
Yes.
Shannon, that initial emotion when you saw the article was what?
It was shocking because the other half of his face was red, and we didn't know what blackface even was.
And as you learned about it and as you read the article and understood, tell me what happened.
I just went to the media and tried to prove that that he was not in a blackface, that his other half of his face was red, and I figured I could prove that and they would remove it and take it down. That was the goal.
And did they?
I had to call somebody right away to have them send me what they saw on TV as we were driving. Like, what did they see that we didn't?
If Deadspin right then had said, "We are so sorry, we are totally wrong, we're going to pull everything down and issue a retraction," would you feel differently?
No. If they would have done it right away, like the other ones did, the minute that other outlet saw that, oh man, these are Native Americans, and yes, his face is red with black, that would have been a lot different. But the way they went about it and doubled down, it's not acceptable.
All right, guys, so we have a feel-good story here involving woke Deadspin, or formerly woke Deadspin, because the company that used to own Deadspin sold the company to another company that now has Deadspin focused on things that are not woke, okay? Not social and racial commentary in sports, but, sticking to sports gambling, right? Which is what a lot of these sports websites and sports media companies should be focused on. But after George Floyd, a lot of these companies decided it was okay to go full-blown woke, okay? They wanted to be the CNN of sports, the MSNBC of sports. And it ended up basically biting Deadspin in the ass, okay? Because they got sued by the family of Holden Armenta after Holden, a 9-year-old, a Chiefs fan, got accused of being a racist by Karan J. Phillips, who is a woke writer. He was working at Deadspin at the time. He wrote an article basically accusing the child of being a racist for wearing blackface. Although he wasn't wearing blackface, he was wearing face paint. He's at the game, he's wearing face paint, which is what a lot of fans do. And even if he was wearing blackface, I wouldn't give a damn, right? I wouldn't care if he was wearing blackface. But anyways, he was just being a 9-year-old fan, and he got his life ruined because some woke writer thought that this guy was being racist towards black people and Native Americans, even though Holden Armenta and his family are Native American. So I'm not entirely sure how you can be racist towards Native Americans as a Native American, but this is what this guy was saying, okay? Because he was reaching for an excuse to boohoo, whine, and cry racism. And because of that, Holden's family decided to sue the company that owned Deadspin, and now a judge has rejected a bid to have the defamation lawsuit tossed out, and it looks like this lawsuit is going to go forward. Take a look.
A Delaware judge has ruled a defamation lawsuit against sports website Deadspin can move forward. The case involving this 9-year-old Kansas City Chiefs fan. The image went viral after the publication put this picture front and center on an article criticizing the NFL, saying the league needed to speak out against the fan in blackface and native headdress at a Raiders-Chiefs game last November. The problem, Holden Armenta's face was painted black on half of his face, the other half was red, but that wasn't shown in the article. Holden's parents filed the defamation lawsuit in February. They say their son is a dedicated Chiefs fan with an appreciation for his own Indian heritage, saying the article published by Deadspin writer Karin Phillips smeared their son as a racist. Phillips wrote within the article that the kid pictured had found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time, and suggested that his parents had instilled hatred in him. Both Deadspin and the parents received backlash after the article went viral. Deadspin later changed the headline to "The NFL must ban native headdress and culturally insensitive face paint in the stands," stating, "We regret any suggestion that we were attacking the fan or his family." Unhappy with their response, the Armenta family filed a defamation lawsuit, and this week, a judge denied Deadspin's motion to dismiss the case. Judge Sean Lugg writing, Deadspin published an image of a child displaying his passionate fandom as a backdrop for its critique of the NFL's diversity efforts. The statements accusing Holden Armenta of wearing blackface and native headdress to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time are provable false assertions of fact. A spokesperson for Geo Media, which owns Deadspin, has not commented on the case moving forward. The Armenta family's attorney says they are eager to present their case to a jury.
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that. Now, I love this story for multiple reasons. The main reason being that I hope that this story is a cautionary tale of what happens when you hire woke people to work at your company. That woke employees are a liability, which is essentially what happened here. Again, this guy, Karan J. Phillips, who's extremely woke, so woke that he went out his way to accuse a 9-year-old of being a racist in order to critique the NFL for not being woke enough. I mean, again, imagine criticizing the National Football League that has the black national anthem being sung at the beginning of NFL games and the Super Bowl. Imagine critiquing that league for not being woke enough, right? So, again, this guy decided to write this article, and when he got called out for his falsehoods, he didn't apologize. Deadspin didn't apologize. They didn't issue a retraction. They did none of those things, right? They changed around some language. They removed the 9-year-old's image from the article, but that was it. They didn't admit that, hey, we were wrong, that we should not have accused this young fan of racism, which again was a demonstrably false claim considering how the young fan was not wearing blackface. And any reasonable person could have come to that conclusion by looking at the image, right? Even if you saw just the black side of his face, the fact that he was wearing a Chiefs headdress, okay, he was at an NFL game, you should have known that, okay, this is not blackface, right? This is not racism, bigotry, is none of that. It's just a fan, a 9-year-old being a 9-year-old, right? Let me leave it alone. This is not worth it, okay? The race hustle is not worth it. But no. That's not the calculation that this guy made. He wrote this article anyways, and now Deadspin essentially collapsed because of it, right? That's what happened. The parent company had to sell Deadspin, and it ended up laying off all of the staff, including Karan J. Phillips, who, you know, has me blocked on X because I've been calling him out for years now about his race hustle, okay, and all of the fake accusations of racism that this guy levies on a daily basis against people that he doesn't like, and he can't take criticism, right? So he blocked me because he's triggered, and I'm going to continue to cover these stories, but my point is this. Stories like this should be a precautionary tale in which companies should realize that wokeness is not worth it, right? Wokeness is not going to help the bottom line, okay? Every time you see these employees get in bed with these woke revolutionaries, it ends up backfiring, right? Look at what happened to Bud Light. They got in bed with Dylan Mulvaney, right? Look what happened to them. You guys remember all of the pro-Palestinian activists at some of these companies that were basically refusing to do their jobs because they rather protest on the job rather than actually do the job? They were costing the companies money, and they had to lay some of them off. They had to fire them. And it's like, well, why did you hire these woke revolutionaries in the first place? Look at Netflix. The trans activists at Netflix they were so upset. They were so hurt because Dave Chappelle was telling jokes about trans people. Oh, we're so offended, right? And they wanted Netflix to side with them over Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is a cash cow. He's bringing in money. He's the reason why they're employed. But they don't give a damn. They were out here boo-hoo, whining, and crying, protesting, making a big deal about some jokes, right? So again, I'm starting to see a pattern here. These woke revolutionaries are more trouble than they're worth for these companies. And I don't understand why these companies continue to get in bed with these individuals. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it ends up backfiring. It ends up backfiring because these people are more concerned about their woke ideology than they are about the bottom line of the company. And that is essentially what happened to Deadspin. That's why the company basically collapsed. The owner had to sell it to another company, and they're still facing a lawsuit because at the time in which they owned the website, they didn't even apologize for their writer getting a story wrong, right? They refused to admit that, hey, we got this wrong, and to give the proper retraction. So yeah, I definitely hope that this case goes to trial, and I hope that they're found guilty, and I hope that they pay this family millions and millions and millions of dollars in damages. I really do. And it looks like, because this judge has allowed this case to go forward, that could likely be the outcome of this case, which I think is a wonderful thing, because there has to be financial consequences for race hustling, right? There's too much racial division in our country, and one of the ways to stop racial division, to stop the race hustling, is to punish people financially for making false claims of racism, right? There's way too much money in the race hustling industry, and once you start to go after the financial incentive of the race hustle, that's when you'll see a whole lot less of it. So hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.